Adib can't make it, but he said there should be lots to discuss. Not sure what he's referring to. Um, yeah, we're working on the Tomb Raider models. There's some um, finesse in tuning the noise model that we use for training during the rollouts. So that's what we're working on right now with Tomb Raider. We're still working on improving the diffusion simulator models. We have some pretty good improvements in the pipeline, improvements in the VAE, improvement in the in making the model bigger, and in other various improvements, but we haven't put those in a branch yet because we're focused on feedback from the tiny rollouts. So if you guys can try it out, that's the highest leverage feedback we can get on the models. I think Adib is considering playing a little bit with blending some policies, but it's not. I don't think. I don't think it's the focus right now. The focus for research is still Tomb Raider and MLSim. Uh, uh, Variational autoencoder. It's kind of like our feature representation for the images when we simulate. So yeah. So that is the status from research. I don't know about the web app. I don't know how the web app is moving forward. Maybe Maxime or Cameron can join and tell us how Connect is moving along. New Connect. Excited to try it out. Yeah, anyone who has feedback, who has some news about New Connect can join the stage. From research, yes, very VAE variation autoencoder. Yeah, from research, that's what I just shared. Try out TR. Let us know how it performs in your car. We'd like to have like a range of different different platforms. For now, we've only had feedback from like a couple platforms. So uh, the more, the merrier. Hey, Maxime is now a speaker.
Yes.
Tattoo. Tattoo.
Yes, that the animal, not the actual ink tattoo. So I'm not really working on the Connect stuff. It's more like Shane area. Shane is not here this morning, unfortunately. But I know he pushed a lot. He worked a lot with Cameron and Trey. Good work, guys, to simplify, improve, try to break the new Connect as much as possible. I don't know if you guys tried the new Connect, but it's much snappier. It feels more modern. Even like in the last couple of days, it got a lot better from my experience. Just trying to break it all the time, trying to scroll, and everything seems to load pretty quick. Pretty quick. I like the new color scheme for the night and day, the yellow and the blue. It's pretty nice. I don't know if Cameron, you have more insight into this, or Trey, you want to jump in the stage and just say what you have been working on recently on that.
Hey, sorry I was a little late getting joined, so I was just listening first. Yeah, there's not really been any major new features since last week. Just bug fixes, like you said, and stuff to speed it up. We we got some fixes in for like if you open to pair a device and you don't have a camera, like it'll probably tell you like, oh, you need to actually, there's no camera found and stuff like that, and just speeding up the animations to just make it feel as snappy as possible.
Yes.
I did have some PRs open for adding things like changing the device name and other features that were missing, but we had to revert some stuff because Shane found that it made Connect like less reliable to load. So we're kind of looking into that at the moment. So we had to revert some things. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add at the moment.
Yeah. What about the flasher? A lot of people are complaining on the Discord that they can't flash the devices. That makes people mad, and I understand that. Do we have some sort of plan to get it to like work better in the near short future?
Yeah, so I added some checks at the end of last week to actually make sure that we report more error information to the console. I still haven't made the thing that is like where an old Connect crashed, it would show the error message on the screen and you could just copy and paste it. So I haven't finished that yet, but I have made it so that it will reliably, if the download is interrupted of an image, it will retry and it will continue to download. So I noticed that in the screenshots that some people posted, it said like network error to do with downloading the images. So hopefully they'll be gone. And I guess the plan for Flash is just to carry on with trying to get that error reporting built in so that you can copy and create a GitHub issue if you actually encounter errors.
Yeah. Do you have an idea what's the most common failure? Is it the download that's failing? Is it the actual like with the flashing with Sarah protocol, or is it what do you think
Yeah,
is the most?
it looks so. From what I've seen, the issues are normally in the flashing of either the system image or the user data image.
Yeah.
Oh, so the other thing that I needed to look at, I did open an issue and I forgot to come back to it, was that Adib mentioned doing a benchmark of the flash to make sure that the flash is like okay, like the actual UFS
The
flash
UFS,
of
yeah.
the device. So we need to get that in as well at the start before like downloading images, just to check if the device is in a good condition. I don't really know yet whether or not how many of the issues that we've seen would be caught by that, but it would be good to get that in.
Yeah, that might like you would have to come up with a number for that to like make like some threshold, because this command from Firehose like actually like test writing, reading, and some SHA-256.
But do you think that the benchmark would just fail, maybe? I don't know how it works if you have to specify a certain flash location or if it just tries
No,
reading.
it just creates an arbitrary like memory region, read it and write it back, and then do some SHA-SUM on it, and it returns the score. So you have to actually like put some threshold on that yourself. And
Okay.
yeah, but like in our production stuff, like when we flash devices, sometimes they fail because of USB failure, and we just have a retry, and like you have to unplug the device, wait 10 seconds, then you replug it, and like you shouldn't like have like we have some of those failures sometimes, but they're resolved with just retrying. Do we have like some sort of retry during the flash for that during like the big partition, especially like system? Most of the failures are in the system flashing. Like sometimes they fail, but it's just a matter of retrying.
Yeah, we don't have retrying of the flash at the moment. Just download.
Yeah, that just like I don't know, like catching some JavaScript like USB error. I don't know how you implemented that, but like in Python, we just literally have like
it's quite
try
difficult
catch.
with the stack.
Yeah.
Because if you lose like the USB device or if it resets, you have to run on Linux at least. You have to run the terminal command again.
Yeah, that should come. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we try and reset the connection, we just lose it completely. So I guess as long as we still are talking to Firehose, then we can just try doing the flash again without like resetting the USB connection.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to write a full sector every time, otherwise Firehose just freezes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might have to write some garbage. Yeah. I know in the past you talked about like you had a Raspberry Pi, you had some CI stuff that could flash on device on demand. Do you still have that type of stuff?
Yeah, I have that set up. It's only on the QDL repo at the moment. I did spend a little bit of time trying to make the script in Flash something that you can run on the command line too, but it seemed a little complicated with the way that QDL.js is up at the moment to do that. But I'd like to come back to it so that you could actually run the whole same Flash script in CI.
Yeah, because we should like get like the actual flashing like should run it like 1,000 times in a loop just to make sure like is it like near QDL.js? Where's the problem? Is it the web? Where's that type of problem coming from? Yeah.
Yeah, so just at the moment the CI on QDL.js tests like the functionality of just tries to flash the boot image, tries to flash a sparse image, tries to repair GPT and stuff and read it back. And
yeah,
it doesn't try flashing these huge images. So I guess if we implemented retries, then we could have a test that tries running it 100 times or 1,000 times and make sure that it can recover from.
Yeah, we should like that seems like a way to like improve a lot if like you had a test for that and then you work on like driving down the failure. Like you can do it like maybe not 1,000 times, but in the future we should. But maybe like start with like 10 times and then 100 times. Like it should be able to do that very. Like I flash devices like 10 times a day and more, and they work very fine. So we should be able to like have that type of test. It would be very valuable, even if it's like just the QDL.js stuff that works now. Maybe if the web is not perfect, but if the basis is perfect, then we can migrate that easily to the web, I'm sure, after that. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, it should be possible.
Yeah. Great. Very great. No, Trey, you posted a message. Cool. Features, bugs, fixes. That's great. 503. I don't know. I don't use Connect that much, except look at my drive, so I don't notice those. But
yeah, Shane is very good at reproducing 503s.
Yeah, Shane is a madman. When you use Connect, he clicks everywhere. It's very crazy. So I'm sure he breaks everything.
The short explanation is that if you see, it seems that if you were to refresh the site a lot and basically it would make many requests to the API, that occasionally the server will return a 503, even if like it's not anything to do with it being actually forbidden or the authentication state or anything. So it's quite strange because it seems to happen intermittently, where it's not that you're trying to break it, it will just randomly do this anyway. But it's easy to reproduce just by making many requests to.
Yeah, if I refresh a lot, I get error loading profile, don't get my stuff.
Yeah, and if you like open the dev tools, you'll see that it'll say 503 or it might say cause error, but the cause error is because the request 503. And it is possible to reproduce this on Old Connect, but I feel as though it's more difficult because Old Connect will like, even if it takes like half a second longer before it makes these API requests, like that is kind of like a delay that makes the server less
Yes, yeah,
prone
that's
to
just because it's slow,
doom.
it cannot break itself. Yeah.
So I made some change. I think it was on Monday, where we would try and make the request for the profile and your device list and things as soon as the app opened, and it would do them immediately and in parallel. And I think that's what is hitting this issue more often. So that was what has been reverted.
I see.
So, but the API has been in this situation. Like, I don't think this is something new. Like, the backend hasn't changed, and this has been in a similar setup like the whole time for 5 years or whatever it is that it's been written in Python and
Mhm.
Flask and things. So yeah, I I think we need to see if we can improve that on the back end too.
That's great. Do anybody have any PR they want to mention something? Have any question, remarks? And again, if it's like Shane specific stuff, like PR you want him to review, he's not here, so might be not useful to post those. What I'm working on right now is provisioning stuff. So our testing downstairs where we build devices, we have some speed issues, some stuff like that. Try to make that workflow much easier, so we can test a lot of devices. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Trying to we updated some stuff in provisioning with the new releases, with the new release, and some stuff are changing. So for a couple of years, we haven't like bumped some dependencies, and now we bumped them, and some stuff breaks, so we have to fix them, and yeah, trying to improve. Like, how do you put like 1 gig of data on all the devices at the same time? Like when you have like 120 devices on the rack, how do you put OpenPath on all of them super fast? Stuff like that. Provisioning is all the testing the devices before they leave our factory downstairs. So we put them on a big rack and they run for 24 hours on what we call the stress test, which run the CPU, the GPU at 100%. It tests for the GPS stuff. It tests for CAN errors. Well, not that much, but it tests for CANs, some stuff. It tests for like camera error, some mic, some sound, temperature. Yeah, it's a very cool process. But the worst thing you can do is ship a test that fails for no reason. That's very stupid. Shouldn't do that. And yeah. Yeah. So have you made any progress on the spy kernel stuff, or are you working on something else? I see. Yeah. Maybe if you want to work on something else, there's the ADB bounty just to put you in a nice shell. That should be. Yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The ADB one would be very good if someone or you or anyone want to work on that. That's a real like productivity gain right here, just to be able to get a nice shell without Wi-Fi. Just plug a cable, your ADB shell in. That's super useful. That's been part of my workflow now very aggressively. And I have to do SU, comma every time. That's super like, you don't want to do that every time. So, it's a nice shell. That would be very nice. Yeah, yeah, but sometimes you don't have an IP. You just flash a fresh device. What's the IP? You don't know. Sometimes you don't have a screen. And whoops, what do you do in that case? Yeah, if you're just here to listen, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. If you have a question, or if in the future you want to jump on a bounty or some PR, you're more than welcome. I know Trey was like a couple of weeks ago. It was his first dev call, and now he's doing like a whole bunch of stuff on for Connect. So that's pretty cool. Stream Tesla. Cool. Tesla hardware 4.
Oh yeah.
Make it faster. Oh wow. Ah, sounds like a Qt issue. Once we're on Raylib, should fix all that type of stuff. Raylib.
Yeah, I took a look at Dean Lee's PR for switching
Yep.
over the spinner and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd finished it. I pushed it, went for dinner, came back, and CI isn't green yet. So I'm gonna try and finish this today, and then
Cool.
maybe somebody can review it.
Yeah.
Seems pretty close.
Yeah, replacing the spinner first. That would be like an easy and safe way to like just put Raylib on devices in release.
Yeah.
That would be the first step, and then like the big heavy parts, like the updater, the install, the setup, even like video, like the video widgets. I know they did a PR with video widget. Maybe if you have time, you could do some like just like benchmark of that, like on device with the Python bindings. Can it display the video like nicely? That would be cool.
Oh, does it have that open
Replace
source?
Watch 3 with the Raylib. That would be an easy one, safe one also.
Yeah, that's probably a good test of the video stuff too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Jai, for coming. I guess we will see you next Wednesday.